All right, the average coffee prices per 60-kilogram bag of coffee have increased from around $184 in 2018-2019 to around $337 per 60 kg bag in 2020-2021, which translates to an 83% improvement in coffee prices. However, climate change, price volatility, market access, and low domestic consumption are all affecting farmers' earnings and their livelihoods. Brenda Kirubo speaks to James Ndeto, Project Manager, Machakos Cooperative Union, on this week's Captains of Industry.
Machakos Cooperative Union is an umbrella organization for 81 primary organizations spread across 15 sub-counties in Machakos and Makueni counties. The original purpose behind the establishment of the union in the 1960s was to assist primary coffee farmers and societies to grow and market their coffee. Over the years, the union has grown and expanded its membership to include primary producers in handicrafts and dairy sectors. James Ndeto is the Finance and Projects Manager at Machakos Cooperative Union. He has more than 15 years' experience in project implementation for farmers.
All right. Tell me specifically what farmers are doing different that they would ordinarily not do 10 years ago because of climate change.
We are training farmers on sustainable land management practices. That's basically about making proper use of the farms. Like now, harvesting the water that's just running, the rainwater that's running away, doing some mulching, doing some trees that are recommended in the coffee farms, so that now that the coffee farms are not exposed to extreme heat. Those are basically some of the things that we're doing. And also using the proper chemicals to make sure that the diseases do not affect their coffee.
Right. But there have also been some disruptions, especially some global headwinds, like we're having the Russian invasion of Ukraine. How has this changed business?
Currently, the farmers are really seriously affected because of farm input prices, especially the fertilizers. The fertilizers, for the last season, we used to buy at 1,800 for the CN fertilizer. But currently, it's more than 6,000 Kenya shillings, which farmers cannot afford. Remember, most of the farmers come from the rural areas where income is not that much. So buying one bag for fertilizer at 6,000 is a lot of money. So maybe government should do something. I know government is doing something, but not all farmers are accessing that fertilizer that is subsidized, because government is paying some percentage and the farmers are paying some percentage. But it's only a few areas that farmers are getting that fertilizer. Most of the farmers are not able to apply these kind of fertilizers in their farms now. So it is going to affect production, maybe in the coming years, if nothing is done. So the war in Ukraine has really affected the farmers.
What about from a logistics perspective? How has this changed, selling coffee to, let's say, a market like Europe?
For now, for Machakos now, we are doing the harvesting for now. The war started the other day. So maybe it will affect us for this season. So we are here to see the changes that may come with that kind of war. But I expect the demand for coffee definitely has to go down. The prices will also go down.
Have you started seeing any fluctuation in prices, and how are farmers positioning themselves?
In December, prices were so good because farmers in Machakos were paid even around 180 Kenya shillings. But for now, the price in the market is going down. If you look at the Nairobi Coffee Exchange prices, they are dropping. And it's the time now we are harvesting, and we are like to take our produce to the market in the next 1 or 2 months. So we hope maybe as we proceed to the next season, the prices will improve.
So we have a tea culture in the country, but not so much of a coffee culture. How are you trying to change this? How are farmers trying to change this?
That's a very good question. And for Machakos Cooperative Union, where I come from, we have promoted domestic coffee consumption. We want our farmers to have a feel of their produce. How does the coffee taste? And for the last 2 years, we have been doing value addition, where we are doing coffee roasting. We are assisted by Fairtrade to acquire a machinery that we are doing value addition through coffee roasting, the packaging, and distributing the same to the farmers at fair prices. When you go to some supermarkets, you find coffee is very expensive. But for the Machakos coffee that we are giving our farmers, and actually their own coffee that is grown in Ukambani, it is very cheap, affordable, and farmers can access it when they come to Machakos town. We are just within Machakos town, and the coffee is there.
All right. And when you're giving in an outlook basis, what is likely to drive coffee demand, especially in the global scene, going into finishing in this year?
I think one thing is the pricing. Unless the prices of coffee, and I think now the government has to come in. They have been talking about minimum guaranteed returns. If this can be implemented so that a farmer can know, if I do coffee farming, I'll get at least 80 shillings on top of something else, then that farmers can go to the farms and do the farming. The other thing that we need to do is about including the youth and the women in coffee farming. Basically, coffee is grown by the aged population, an average of 60 years. But the young people are not in coffee. It's good now at Machakos level we are promoting women in coffee activities. And we have seen it grow. We have a society called Kilalani, where women have activities that are promoting co-production. They have been given some trees by their spouses to take to the societies, to take care and take to the societies, and have been paid. So we have seen some fruits, especially in that society where women are being promoted to support coffee farming. So I still urge others to learn from Kilalani and also from other groups so that they can share their trees to the women, in addition to planting new trees, so that now we can promote co-production and the prices will have to be very so good. The other thing that has been done is through a body that we are calling the National Coffee Cooperative Union, which is an apex body of the cooperative unions in Kenya. We have several unions. We have Meru, we have Machakos, we have Kipkelion, we have Kiambu, we have Muranga. We have there are around 15 cooperative unions in Kenya. They are members of the National Coffee Cooperative Union. They came up and formed that organization to lobby and advocate for the interest of the small-scale coffee farmers. And out of that initiative, as we sit here, I can tell you that around 5-6 unions have been licensed, actually through brokerage companies, to market coffee at the Nairobi Coffee Exchange. Like for Machakos, we have the United Eastern Kenya Coffee Marketing Company that was established and licensed by the Capital Markets Authority to penetrate in the coffee marketing in the Nairobi Coffee Exchange. So this applies to the farmers.
Well,